Good morning. You're watching The Market right 1080 now with me, Aisha Faridi, Sajit Mangat, Shrishti Sharma in the studios. And we got off to a little bit of a disappointing start yesterday. I mean, we started off pretty well. From there, we eased out and then closed in just about around that 25,550 print for the Nifty futures. For the spot Nifty, we managed to cling on to that 25,400 mark. But yes, that momentum that we started off the day with, that surely did not sustain. But I'm wondering, whether the market is going to actually go into this pattern. Well, consolidation and a range-bound move, Sajid, has gone on for quite some time. But is it now going to be one up day, one consolidation day kind of a pattern?
That's right. You summed up very well. We started with the good momentum, but by the end of the day, when we closed, the VIX was at 9.8, which was almost all-time low for the VIX. That means the volatility has just, come down to such a low level that there is no, push which is there. So it seems that this bounce which we saw in September of nearly 4% is now coming to, is coming to stabilize at a level where the Nifty will be between 25,400 and 500 level there. So that's something it's interesting if you see in that sense, and that's reflecting in the kind of markets also we saw. We managed to go about 25,400, but we didn't have that kind of momentum to push through 25,500 because there is a strong resistance which is coming up there, and there are calls which are now getting built between 25,500 and 26,000. So that is now the next summit for this index, and there is a lot of resistance for that.
Oh yeah, and I'm wondering what's going to be the leader, because that seems like a very confusing pattern. While you thought it's going to be IT, PSU banks then held out, and this I'm talking about the price action in the last week or 10 days or so. And then yesterday it was really all over the place. While IT actually led the move, you had Staples and Pharma join in the party. They fizzled out as well, and what was actually dragging and weighing heavy was the entire consumption piece. I mean, everything from FMCG to autos to paints, they were the ones which were the laggards. And then L&T and Reliance, which actually led the market higher day before, they did not quite support yesterday. In fact, if nothing, they closed in just about mildly soft. But yeah, like you're saying, Sajid, the F&O positioning, the net longs right now are indicating that, while we may again be range bound, we're not going to go back to those 23,000 levels.
One data that we all are ignoring and that came last evening was the advanced tax numbers.
Yes.
I was little, excited when I saw that number, and primarily because when I saw the first quarter numbers which came at the end of June, that advanced taxes were up only 3.87. And now why I'm saying advanced taxes are important, because it gives you the kind of profitability at the PBT level for India Inc. So in June, when the first set of numbers came in, it was up only 3.87%, and at the end of September, now that has gone up to 6.11%, 6.11%, which basically means that there is an increase in profitability which is coming for the first half of this fiscal year, and the second quarter, which is the July, August, September quarter, seems to be a better quarter on a quarter-to-quarter basis, and that's something I think the analysts would also take note of, saying that we have seen a slew of earnings downgrade happening over the last 6 to 9 months, and now with this advanced tax numbers coming into the picture, there is likelihood that there could be some earnings upgrade going forward. So that also gives a momentum for the market in a long term. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but the point is that it indicates that the earnings season is going to be better than Q1.
Absolutely, and I think when the market did get into that weak bout, it was purely on the back of earnings, the fact that earnings were very, very lukewarm and tempered, and that was a big key concern for the market. So if the advanced tax numbers are anything to go by, you're definitely headed in for a better quarter, and the quarter after that, in any case, you will have all the GST positivity as well, which would get factored in. So, yes, in terms of a data point, this is definitely good news, as is also finally SEBI giving the clean chit to Adani on the Hindenburg charges.
That's right. I think this was something which took little time to come because the regulator was doing a lot of investigation, and they were seeking repeated extensions. In fact, when the Supreme Court case was going on, the regulator was going through these data points and trying to get all the information. So when the order came in last evening, it would be a relief for some of the Adani companies, especially Adani Power and Adani Ports, because there had been allegations, which has now been has been put to rest, saying that what has been done was within the law. There is no related party impact which is there. Of course, there is the change in amendment of related party definitions which came into being from 2021, but these things which were done earlier to 2021 were within the law, and so there is no violation as such by the Adani Group companies there. So it brings to rest the entire allegations brought in by the US short seller. Now what is left is the SEC case which is there in the US. That's something which also will come to a conclusion, because there would be some kind of settlement or negotiations which will happen there in the US there. So from Adani point of view, this entire Hindenburg bogey which was there, first Supreme Court have removed it, then the Indian regulators have done it. Now gradually it's coming clear, and that helps Adani go to the international markets in a big way and raise funds if required for their huge capex plans which they have. So of course, if you look at the kind of Adani numbers or balance sheet numbers which are there, there's a lot of fundraising which is happening domestically for them. They're moving from international market to the Indian market there, but for international projects and the kind of capex they have set out for themselves, because they are in one of the fastest growing segments, where there are airports, ports, or infra, and they need foreign capital for that. That helps them in getting that capital, and this is something important from that point of view, in that sense.
Well, yes, indeed. Adani Group of counters is something that we will be watching out for.